Hello everyone, myself Rimpi Singha. Today in this video, me and my group will going to discuss one of the teaching method that is project method. So before going to the project method, let's have a brief introduction on method of teaching. As we all know, the main aim of teaching is to bring about socially desirable behavior change in the student, and this can only be achieved if the teaching is effective. How the pupil will learn effectively depends on the method the teacher adopts. There are a number of methods that can be adopted by the teacher to teach effectively. So today we are going to mainly talk on the project method. So let's understand what is project method. Project method is one of the modern method of teaching in which the student point of view is given importance in designing the curriculum and content of the study. This method is based on the philosophy of pragmatism and the principle of learning by doing. In this strategy, pupils perform constructive activity in natural condition. It is an innovative and engaging approach to teaching. According to Kilpatrick, a project is the wholehearted, purposeful activity proceeding in a social environment. This is the definition given by Kilpatrick. Now, let's know some of the characteristics of project method. It is carried out in a natural setting, thus making learning realistic and experiential. The next one, it encourages investigative learning and solution of the practical problem. Next, it is focused on the student as it enlists his or her active involvement in the task set. Next one, it encourages the spirit of scientific inquiry as it involves validation of hypotheses based on evidence gathered from the field through investigation. Next, it enhances student social skill as it requires interaction with the social environment. The last one is it allows the student a great degree of freedom to choose from the option given to them, hence it provides a psychological boost. Now, principle and type of project will going to discuss by my fellow mates, Jahanava, Paul.
Hello everyone. I am going to discuss about principles and types of project method. First, I will discuss about various principles of project method. In various principles of project method, first come the principle of freedom. The student should be free from restrictions and not forced by the teacher, so that he may express himself fully and freely. He must be given the freedom to choose an activity, to do activity according to his interest, needs, and capacities. Principle of reality. The project method is a method of educating the child, and therefore it must be real. Real life situation should be presented in the life of the school. Third one is principle of purpose. Knowledge of purpose is a great stimulus that motivates the child to realize his or her goal. So, students must have a purpose. Principle of activity. Opportunity should be provided to students that make them active and learn things by doing. Physical as well as mental activities are to be provided to them. Fifth one is principle of experience. Experience is the best teacher. The children learn new facts and information through experience. Principle of social experience. The child is a social being and we have to prepare the student for social life. In the project method, the students works in groups. Principle of utility. Knowledge will be worthwhile only when it is useful and practical. This method develops various attitudes. Another one is the principle of correlation. Correlation between pairs of projects in a program can be calculated as the sum of the products of the standard deviation for each common risk divided by the product of the standard deviation of all risks in each project. The principle of interest. Every project has a consequences to be realized in a variety of ways and degrees. Projects can change the way work is performed, responsibility, and responsibility, and the like. Here is all about principles of project method. Now I am going to discuss about the types of project. According to T.H. Kilpatrick, projects are of four types. Producer projects. In this type, the major emphasis is given towards the actual construction of a material object or article. Consumer project. The main objective here is to obtain either direct or indirect experience, such as reading and learning the stories, listening to a music, etc. Problem projects. In this type, the main purpose is to solve the given problem involving intellectual processes. Fourth one is drill project. Here, the aim is to learn certain degree of skill. So, this is all about types of project. Here, I end my discussion.
Hello everyone. Now I would like to discuss about the steps in project method. There are 6 steps in project method. So the first one is identification of a problem. So in these steps the teacher provide a situation to the students so that they can identify the problem and can start working on it. The teacher may also give clues through the libraries or from the libraries, laboratories, journals, field trips, etc. In the second step is the determination of nature and goals to be achieved. In this step, the teacher should clearly define the nature and goals of the problem. The problem should be acceptable to all the students in a group. The selection of the topic of the problem should be decided based on the needs and interests of the students. The period of time allotted and available material also determines the nature of the problem to be taken. The third one is planning the activity. In this step, a good plan is required for the success of a project. The students can do the planning under the guidance of a teacher. Each and every member of the group should encouraged to actively participate in the discussion about the planning by the teacher. Among all the plans cast, the most suitable plan has to be finalized, and then the plan has to be noted in the project books. Necessary modification can also be done in the fixed plan depending on the conditions, but the whole group should be agree on it. Now the fourth one is execution of the work. The teacher should assign and distribute the work to the members of the group according to their interests and abilities. Each member should actively participate in the execution of the plan. The different types of activities like collection of the information, visit to different places and fields, experiments, etc. The teacher should guide, give instruction, and encourage the students in each and every step of the work. The fifth one is evaluating the result. Once the projects get finished, the students are asked to evaluate their projects by themselves. Self evaluation gives the students scope to know their mistakes and also to rectify them. Self criticism is an important thing which the students could obtain through the evaluation process. Then the teacher could judge whether the objectives of the project are obtained or not. The sixth and the last one is recording the observation. The student should note all the steps including the name of the project, planning methodology. The discussion held duties assigned, observation, and result. Reference and books studied for the project, and even the mistakes and the difficulties faced by the team should also be included in the record book.
Hello everyone. I would like to discuss about the organization of a project report. A project report has to be properly written and given for submission. The format to be followed is stated below. First, the title. The title of a project report should succinctly reflect the main theme or focus of the project. It should be clear and informative, providing readers with an understanding of the project scope. Next, abstract. The abstract of a good project provides a brief summary of the key aspect of the project. It typically includes the project's objective, methodology, result, and conclusion. The abstract is a brief overview that gives reader a quick understanding of the project without having to read the entire report. Next, introduction. The introduction of a project report typically provides background information or the project on the project, outline its objectives, and set the context for the reader. It should briefly explain the problem or need the project address and highlights its significance. Additionally, the introduction often includes a brief overview of the methodology or approach used in the project. Next, materials and method. Description of all the materials, instrument, chemicals, and techniques used is given. Observation. A careful records of the data observed is noted down. In a project report, observation typically refers to finding all insights gained during the course of the project. Next, result. The result section of a project typically present the outcome of the project activities. The data is analyzed and the conclusion is given. Interpretation and comparison are also included. Next, appendix. The appendix of a project report is a supplementary section where it includes additional materials that supports and complements the main content of the report. It typically contains information that is too detailed, extensive, or specific to be included in the main body of the report. Next, bibliography. The bibliography of a project report is a list of all sources, reference, and materials and consulted during the creation of a project. It includes book, articles, websites, and all other and any other resources that contribute to the research and supported the information presented in the report. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I would like to discuss about the advantage and disadvantage. First, I discuss advantage. The advantage of project method are as follow. Number 1, the method is based on psychological principle of law of readiness, law of exercise, and law of effect. Number 2, this method developed the skill of reasoning, analyzing, and critical thinking. Number 3, this method helped in developing scientific temperament. Number 4, it promotes the cooperation and interaction among students. Number 5, the student developed the power of observation, the skill of interpretation, and logical conclusion. Number 6, this method help in to the individual difference. The student work at their own pace. plan and execute the project within the time given. Number 7, it within the knowledge base of the student as they browse through a lot of information for their project work. Second, I discuss about disadvantage. The disadvantage of project method are as follow. First number, the teacher has to be gifted, enthusiastic, and process lot of knowledge. She should be flexible in her attitude and guide the student. Second number, it require extra time for crying out the project. The teacher and pupil should be able to send it. Third number, no books and material are available. Total dependence on the external resources like library, literature. Fourth number is thus activities may hamper regular classroom instruction, thereby hindering completion of syllabus on time. Here I ended my discussion.
Hello everyone. I will discuss on role of a teacher in project method. The project method stresses the active involvement of the teacher in every stage of execution of the project. It is inevitable and the teacher is indispensable. The teacher helps the student in the following ways. First one is in selecting the projects. That means the teacher act as guides and motivate the students to keep on track and choose wisely the project which has maximum utility and fulfill a specific practical need on the basis of their aptitude. Second one is in planning the activities for the execution of the process or the project. That is, the project execution phase is usually the longest phase and the most demanding. In the project execution, team carries out all the planned activities and constructs deliverable. Third one is in identifying the constraints and feasibilities for carrying out the work. That is, project constraints are the limit within which a project must operate, which include time, quality, and resources. And here, feasibilities refer to a preliminary exploration of a proposed project or undertaking to determine its merit and viability. Fourth one is to check if the students are going in a proper way, to be available to the students whenever needed. Fifth one is help the students in developing the scientific methodologies and attitudes. Here, scientific methodology is closely linked to exploration and discovery, and scientific attitude helps to generate new ideas, open mindedness, and creativity. And the last one is to provide relevant and advanced information pertaining to the project. That is, the information which are new, applicable, or crucial for a specific purpose that still has relatively known by few and provide significant value regarding the project. That all from my side, and here the session is concluded. Thank you.